The night sky has captivated humanity since the dawn of time. Among its celestial wonders, the moon holds a special place in our hearts and minds. Its ever-changing phases mark the passage of time, a cosmic clock visible to all. The new moon, that fleeting moment of darkness, holds particular significance. It is a time of renewal, a blank canvas upon which new beginnings are painted. Across cultures and throughout history, the new moon has been revered, celebrated, and observed as a sacred time. From the ancient Egyptians to the indigenous tribes of North America, civilizations have recognized the power and mystery of the new moon. It is a time for introspection, for setting intentions, and for connecting with the rhythms of the natural world. The new moon reminds us that even in darkness there is potential. Just as the moon will wax and grow full, so too can our dreams and aspirations flourish. The importance of the new moon is woven into the fabric of many religious traditions. Ancient texts offer glimpses into how past cultures viewed this celestial event. The Hebrew Bible, for instance, mentions the new moon in several passages, often associating it with festivals and celebrations. Exodus chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, instructs the Israelites to mark the start of each month by the new moon. This lunar calendar guided their religious observances, connecting them to the cycles of the heavens. Psalms chapter 81, verses 4 and 5, further emphasizes the new moon's significance, calling it a statute for Israel, an ordinance of the God of Jacob. This passage suggests that observing the new moon wasn't merely a matter of timekeeping, it was an act of religious devotion. The new moon served as a reminder of the Israelites' covenant with God, a time for renewal and spiritual reflection. Kodesh, from H 2318, the new moon by implication a monthly new moon. From the word Kodash, a primitive root, to be new, causatively to rebuild, renew, repair. A new moon is born when it becomes perpendicular between the sun and the earth. At that point, called conjunction, the moon is completely invisible to us because all of the sun's radiation is reflected back by the moon and none reaches the earth. In relation to the sign on the moon or the phase of the moon indicates the numbers. The numbers from the first phase till the sixth indicate the working days. So the first phase, the crescent, indicates the time when the temple gates are set to be closed for worship and the beginning of the working day, and it will last for 6 days, Ezekiel 46. These are the times when those phases will mark the closing of the temple gates. From the new moon to the first quarter phase of the moon, there is a gap of exactly 7 days, and this phase moon is an excellent marker that, like a programming language, points to the number 7. Therefore, wherever we are, if we are able to observe the moon, we will determine the number that the moon reflects through deciphering this programming language, and that is why it is important to match the phases of the moon with the numbers. Unlike the crescent moon, which requires observation, the conjunction, when the moon is fully obscured, provides a precise mathematical starting point, as it marks the absolute renewal of the lunar cycle. This approach aligns with the statement in Psalms 81:4-5, as noted in Talmud Rosh Hashanah 11a, where the shofar is blown at the covered time of our festival day, indicating Rosh Hashanah as the only festival falling on the new moon, when it is completely hidden. This interpretation underscores the reliability of conjunction over crescent observation for marking months. In 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 5, David says, "Behold, tomorrow is the new moon." This statement suggests a predicted rather than observed event. Conjunction allows for accurate prediction using calculations, whereas relying on the crescent introduces variability due to weather or visibility conditions. Universal observability conjunction is a precise astronomical event that can be calculated anywhere, regardless of weather or geographic location. Crescent observation depends on clear skies, making it unreliable for a globally unified calendar. Continuity of cycles. The moon's renewal at conjunction ensures a consistent 29.53-day cycle. The crescent can appear at different times based on atmospheric conditions, introducing inconsistencies in month length and Sabbath alignment, temple worship and Sabbath. Counting. Ezekiel chapter 46 verse 1 describes the temple gates closing during 6 working days and reopening on the Sabbath and new moon. If the crescent were the marker, Sabbath counting could be disrupted by delayed visibility, creating liturgical confusion. Practical evidence from phases of the moon. The lunar cycle naturally divides into phases that align with sacred times. Conjunction new moon marks renewal and the start of the month. First quarter, 7 days after conjunction, corresponding to the first Sabbath. Full moon around the 15th day, coinciding with mid-month feasts. Last quarter, another 7-day marker, ending the month. By counting from conjunction, these phases naturally align with biblical Sabbaths and feasts without the variability introduced by crescent observation. The full moon occurs approximately 14.8 days after the conjunction, making it the center of a 29.53-day lunar cycle. If the full moon is the 15th day, counting backward confirms the month's beginning at the conjunction. This mathematical precision strengthens the argument for conjunction as the reliable start of the lunar month. The Kolbrin Bible also alludes to lunar phases in guiding sacred rituals in GLN 220 and SLC 2:4. It states, Time was set for men so they could be fruitful in their appointed seasons, for the moon gives them guidance in their count. The sun marks the days, the moon the months, and the stars guide the years in their courses. This perspective aligns with using the conjunction as the most precise marker to establish the natural and divine order of time. This reinforces the idea that the moon's phases, particularly its renewal, serve as universal markers for human activity and divine worship, supporting the conjunction-based approach. The Quran references the moon's role in timekeeping in Surah Al-Baqarah 2, 189. They ask you about the new moons, say they are measurements of time for the people and for the Hajj. The Arabic word hilal, HL, often translated as crescent moon, originates from the root halala, which conveys meanings such as the loud announcement or first pouring of rain. Lane's lexicon also suggests a broader definition, emphasizing new beginnings rather than the visual crescent. This understanding aligns with the conjunction as the unseen yet essential initiation of the lunar cycle. Abu al-Abbas said that the hilal is named hilal because the people raised their voices to inform others about it, the new moon. But had the name hilal been given to the new moon due to light in it, then the full moon had more rights to be called hilal than the crescent because it shines more and has more light than the crescent. Also, if we consider the fact that they call it hilal, even if they don't see it because of the weather conditions, then it is clear that this have nothing to do with the visibility of the moon, but with announcing the beginning of the month. Hajj itself, derived from the root hajjal, hajj, means to make a pilgrimage or to seek purposefully. This parallels the Hebrew word hag, chag, meaning festival or pilgrimage feast, originating from hagag, chagag, to move in a circle or celebrate. Both roots reflect the cyclical nature of time and the communal aspect of sacred gatherings. This verse does not mandate the crescent moon for Hajj, but acknowledges the moon's role in reckoning time. Surah 10:5. He is the one who made the sun a radiance and the moon a light, and determined its phases, so that you may know the number of years and calculation. This supports the use of the lunar cycle, including conjunctions for precise calculations. Moon phases and universal order. In Surah Yasin 36:39, the Quran states, "And the moon we have ordained for its phases until it returns like the old date stalk." This verse emphasizes the moon's phases as part of a divinely ordained system, allowing for precise timekeeping and the organization of religious observances.